Welcome back to Ultimate S&S, guys. So the S&S, for those who don't know, is sustainability and survival. So we put our weekly prep video up last night. Looks like it's doing really good. Thank you everyone who has come in and commented and given advice and things like that as well. I appreciate all of that. Today we're talking about sustainability. As you see in the clip, went out and got our quail eggs this morning. Ended up getting about 27 eggs, which is actually on the light side. But we do have most of our birds on that one side of the pen are in full molt, so that has really slowed down quite a bit on their laying. They should pick up here in a couple weeks. But what do we do with those extra eggs? Well, those extra eggs that we do not consume, they get boiled, they get turned into pickled eggs, they get turned into sandwiches. Some of those go to family members and things like that as well. So we try to always pass forward the blessings that the Lord gives us as well. On the other video, you've seen a lot of the processed foods and stuff like that as well, with the canned foods as well. Understand that is not my primary diet. I understand that stuff can have a long-term effect on your body, but I also understand that you can starve to death quicker than that stuff affecting your body. So, but I'm hoping the video today will show you kind of what we're doing here. So with those egg layers that are on the other side there molting, they are about 1.5 seasons old. I look at season basically like I look at a year, and they have been laying for a little over a year now. They're starting to slow down. So a lot of those hens here in about let's see, we got about 8 more weeks. A lot of those hens are going to be replaced with the hens we have in the grow out pen. The ones out in the grow out pen right now, we have the balance to male and female. They will get brought forward as these get butchered out, and those will get canned for future use, future consumption as well. So that's kind of what we do here. We want to make sure that we are constantly not just going to the store to buy and add to our preps, but that we're adding healthy, homegrown, home-raised foods. But you have to start somewhere. So the reason I show you what to buy at the store are some things you can buy, some ideas. I'm not telling you what to do, just showing you some ideas. Get things like that, and then create a sustainability program where you're putting those healthier foods into your preps, and then you can weed out some of the unhealthy stuff as well for those who are concerned with that. But I think it's important that we remember a few things here. So back in the 20s, back when we had the Great Depression, it was before my time, but speaking to like my grandparents growing up, and even some of my great uncles and stuff that grew up in that time, they woke up and there was no money in the banks. The banks were closed, the stores were closed. If you didn't have cash on hand, you were pretty much done. It didn't matter. Even if you did have cash on hand, the prices of everything had went up so much that they couldn't afford anything. So my grandmother's family actually farmed. So they didn't have as big of an impact on them. There was some impact, but nowhere near as bad as my granddad's side of family. And hearing their stories when they would talk would always be kind of interesting, because my grandmother was talking about how she was so happy whenever they would have enough money to go buy a loaf of light bread, which is what they call just white bread, and because she was tired of eating biscuits. And my grandmother made awesome biscuits. I could only imagine her mom probably made amazing biscuits too. But my granddad was like listening to what they were eating for breakfast. They had eggs, they had bacon, they had sausage, they had fresh vegetables with their breakfast, and they're having all this stuff and biscuits and milk gravy, sausage gravy, and he's going, man, I would have killed for that. We was lucky to get a freaking slice of bologna. So that's why it's important to create a sustainable source, because we could wake up tomorrow. There was no warning then, just like there will be no warning now. We could wake up tomorrow and all of that could be shut down. And do you really think that blockchain and Bitcoin or your Roth or your 401s, and I'm not telling you not to invest, I'm telling you, do you believe that those will be worth anything in a scenario where we have another Great Depression event? I don't believe that they will. Think about this. The UN was handed control over the internet a few years back. At any moment, the UN can say, you know what, and shut it off. And you can guarantee that they would do that in a scenario where there was a massive, collapse. They would shut it down, guys. You're not going to be able to afford the internet anyway in that type of situation. So it would be shut down down to just private use. They would have it. It would not be public anymore. So some things to think about, guys. I mean, I'm hoping that this video is or the videos, I've noticed that there's a lot of watch hours coming in. Thank you so much. I will post up updates as I get that. It takes a couple days for those to update, but I'll keep people informed with it. But I want to thank everyone that has come over, since the beginning of this channel. Our more frugal family that's been coming over, and then my long-term subscribers that we've had as well. I've enjoyed interacting with everybody. We're going to be having a live stream on Wednesday. It's not officially titled yet, but you can check it out. It's the Pinky in the Brain. So we have Pinky, which would be Joe Biden, and then our brain, which is apparently Putin at this moment. And but anyway, so I figured we can discuss some stuff that's happening, guys. I just thought it'd be kind of a cool little video to do as far as getting everyone's opinion on what's happening as well. So we're not going to tolerate any kind of bullying or anything like that toward each other in that video at all. We will have moderators monitoring the chat. All of y'all know the routine, guys. Y'all come from some great channels, so everybody kind of knows where we're at with that. But again, thank you. We're going to be posting more updates on sustainability. I'm hoping that this video has really helped you kind of open your eyes to maybe adding some sort of sustainability in. You can do quail indoors. They do not smell the greatest. You can put in carbon scrubber fans. It's going to really help with the smells. As long as you're changing the pen out daily, you shouldn't really have too much issue there. You can use, I don't recommend cat litter at all. You can use sands and different stuff like that. I don't use any kind of scented chemicals or anything like that anywhere near my birds. I don't want it in their system because I eat their eggs and I eat them later. But everyone have a wonderful day, and thank you again for the prayers that everyone has sent out. Update for the fire. The one up on is called the Atkin Avenue fire. My understanding is it's pretty much under control for the most part, and with the rain coming in, that should really help with that. The Big Bertha Swamp fire. We have some interesting names out here. Big Bertha Swamp fire. It's grown pretty good size, but there have not been any houses lost in that fire. The firefighters have been able to push it back out toward the swamplands, away from people. That does not mean that no one has lost their lives, though, guys. Understand that there are a lot of homeless people, and they usually take to those swamps. So be praying for our firefighters. Be praying for the law enforcement that's out here trying to help maintain some order out there, guys. But and be praying for these families, because there's, whether it's loss of life, loss of home, loss of pets, a loss is a loss, and they're going to need your prayers, guys. So everyone have a wonderful week, and we'll check back in with everyone later.